Hi there, Touch the Pink Fizz here. Palworld has taken the gaming community by storm, and I, for one, am loving it. From the beautiful scenery as you explore to the cute little and not so little pals, this game has everything a survival game lover like me craves for, and it is only in early access, so can only get better. In this video, I want to share a few tips and tricks that I have learnt in my early levels in Palworld. I hope these tips help you and give you a great starting basis for discovering the islands of Palbox. We all love character creation, and I for one can spend hours designing my character to get them just how I want them. In Palworld there is no re-edit feature yet, but this is on the cards for later content. So, knowing this, ensure that the character you create is exactly how you like them, as you will be spending a lot of time watching them, as there is no first player view. For multiplayer servers we have guilds. To invite someone to that guild, first find each other on the island, then hover your cursor over the person who leads the guild and press F on the keyboard. I think X on controller. You can then activate Join Guild and voila, you're in. So what are the advantages of being in a guild? At present, guild membership is quite basic, but this may alter when the game releases. The main advantage is being able to access one another bases around the large island and utilise their various structures like workbenches, beds and materials, if they are not in secured locked storage boxes. You can share pals by adding them into the colony to work on your base through the Palbox, and then dragging and adding into your own box. Unfortunately, there is no experience sharing or fast travel points sharing, so each person needs to find their own fast travel spots, which is a pain at times if someone needs help and you don't have that fast travel point near them. But on the other hand, it does encourage individual exploration. I suggest browsing through the survival guide, as there's a lot of helpful information. To get to this, press escape and scroll down to survival guide. In the guide, there's everything you need to familiarise yourself with the game, so well worth checking out if you do get stuck. In the technology tree, I suggest to unlock everything, unless it is multiplayer and you're in a guild, where I guess you can share the workload between you. What you will need is the Palbox and the Pal Spheres. Palbox is one of the first things you will build in the game after a primitive workbench, as this establishes your base. The technology tree, inventory, guide details, party of pals, pal deck and options can all be found by pressing the tab key on the keyboard. Your torch is your best friend early on. For the first few nights, it can get very cold in the initial starting area. So, as well as lighting up your travels at night, it will keep you warm until you get to make your own clothes. Now to one of the best parts of the game. Getting a pal is quite straightforward. Hit them a few times so that they drop their health, and then throw the pal sphere at them. If you aim first, it will show you an idea of the capture rate. You can also creep behind them by using C on the keyboard and throw the ball behind them, which gives you a better catch percentage. It will then go into your party, but if your party is full, don't worry, it will go to your base into the Palbox. Your pal decks will also update with all your pals, attributes, etc. that you have collected over time. I will explain about catching pals and their different skills and attributes in a later video. Oh yes, did I mention we can name our little pals? Go into their details by clicking on them or pressing F, go into edit and there you can change their name here. As stated previously, ensure you unlock the Palbox, as this is one of the first things you need to build. The area surrounding your Palbox, which looks like a blue ring, will become your base. You also store your pals here and heal them over time. Also, from the Palbox you upgrade your base, which is very important, as this is the way to allow more pals to help in your base, and also At level 10, you can increase the maximum number of bases you are allowed on the island. It is also important to remember that you can fast travel from your Palbox. So if you do have a second base, you can travel from one Palbox to another. Works very well in multiplayer. If someone has a base further than yours, you can fast travel over to them and explore around their area, even if you don't have a fast travel spot nearby. Here is where you also place your pals at the base to work, which of course they enjoy. I'll explain how this is achieved in a later video. One last thing, which I didn't realise, you can add your pals into the box where they will heal a time, as I said before. But if you are in multiplayer, what you see in the box is your pals and not the guilds. But the ones at your base working are from both you and your guild. Yep, our pals need feeding where they're in our party or working hard, so I do suggest getting a feed box down as soon as you can so they don't starve. As starving pals are not good, as we don't want stacking chickens. Make sure there are always food in the food box like berries, as they will help themselves when hungry. The pals in your party though, you will need to feed them. Building, I feel still needs some work doing to it. Beware that when structures are placed down, you cannot move them or uninstall them yet. The only way I have found to do this is by chopping them with an axe. Unfortunately though, this will not get your resources back, and I do hope this changes in a later update. So, now keep an eye on where you are placing structures so you don't waste materials and your time. As you explore around the island, you will come across chests that may include materials, coin for trading, yes, there is trading, and copper keys. Do not throw these keys away, as you will come across copper chests, especially in dungeons. Yep, you heard right, there are dungeons. These copper keys will be used in these chests. These chests may contain blueprints that can give you much better gear. There is also lore in the form of memos that you'll find, and survivors that can talk to you. It is useful to talk to these. As well as the lore, you will also get some small number of materials from them. One of the most important finds I feel though are the fast travel points. These are large, glowing orange eagle towers that when you touch them, they become blue and appear on your map. So you are able to travel between these points. They are well worth finding as soon as you can, so you can get over the island quicker. You also gain one technology point from them as well, so this is useful. Though it is also worth remembering you can also travel between PAL boxes if you have more than one base. Is enhancing your stats from your inventory. I say inventory as there are other ways to do this as well. For example, from the Statue of Power you build early on. But this will not be covered in this video. When you level up, you can enhance your stats from the inventory page. You have 5 stats that you can add points to. HP is important to prioritise early, as a hefty health bar lets you keep exploring without fear of death from those cute cuddly pals. Yes, they are all not cute. Weight helps you carry more loot like ore you'll need or the rare eggs you'll find. Come on, who doesn't like loot? Stamina basically keeps you on the move, and this is used from sprinting to climbing to swimming. Boost this early so you can chase those hidden treasures quicker. And finally, work speed, which speaks for itself, helps you construction speed. These 4 I feel are the most important. Attack and defense are fantastic, but they shine later when you have a better gear and more experience. So I do feel there is no need to focus on attack so early in the game. Palworld is a beautiful looking, fun survival game with many pals to collect, hatch and breed, bases to build and treasures to seek. Oh, as well as the odd boss battle. Forgot to mention that, didn't I? What I have mentioned in this video is just a few starter tips to help you get started in the early levels. I do hope you've enjoyed this video. If so, please subscribe and click that little notification button so you don't miss any of my future Palworld content. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.